100 days on Minecraft Xbox One Edition. Let's make that world size small. Spawning into the world, I immediately fall to the ground, observe my surroundings, and see a woodland mansion. That will be useful. In our inventory, we are given a map, and this will be my Luke the Notable Totem of Undying that will never leave my screen. After a little exploring, I find a second woodland mansion. I cut down some trees, scale this mountain, climb to the top, and claim it as my own. Here is the old crafting menu from the legacy consoles. Damn, that's nostalgic. I proceed to mine this whole area out so I have nice flat land for my house. I start frameworking my house and then realize I should go kill some sheep instead. So I make a jump I am not comfortable making most of the time. I get all the wool that I need, continue to commit mass deforestation, turn on classic crafting in the settings, then realize that you can't turn gray wool into red wool. So I finish framing my house, realize I probably should get a bed, so I murk one last white sheep, climb back up the mountain, and see the sunrise, ending the first day of the series. It's day 2, let's continue our progress. Finally build the bed that I was supposed to do last night. I chopped down this spruce tree and decide it's time to go find a village. Climbing over this mountain, I see a village on the faraway island in the corner of the map. I build a boat, row my way over, and got lucky enough to have a village with a blacksmith on it. Nice! Diamond horse armor, some iron gear, this will be sweet. I steal crops from the village, decide I want to fill out more of my map, so I explore the whole north side of the world until I find a snowy village on the other corner of the world. But unfortunately, when I tried leaving, I just couldn't move. I don't know why I didn't even see the creeper, and it blew me up, and I died. Damn it. Yeah, that was embarrassing. So I found my way back to the snowy village, got all my items, and once I collected them all, I went out to leave. Day 3, it is time to go back home. I decided to make some kind of storage system with this chest here, go on a cow murdering spree, and once night hits, decide to go mining. I find some coal, then find nothing else in that cave, so I go find another one, go find plenty of iron and coal. After that, I decide to head back home, and once I reach the summit of the mountain, I see the sunrise. Day 4, we begin the day by mining some iron, taking way too long to find my house, finish off the flooring at my house, take that obligatory 1-second pause where I realize all my problems, decide to put logs in the corner of my walls, finish off the balcony overlooking the lake, finish off logging off the corner of my walls, decided I wanted to expand my walls a little bit, then I place down 2 furnaces and cook up some steak and some iron, and then I spend 4 minutes literally doing nothing. Then I see the sunrise. Day 5, we start off the day by checking on the iron and steak cooking processes, begin flooring some of the house again, and start working on the outline of the staircase that will cut into the mountain. I start crafting the stairs, placing down the stairs, then make the outline for the wall that will surround the stairs. Then I start placing in the cobble wall that will surround it, start digging the staircase that goes into the mountain itself, finish off the wall a little later, start placing logs in the corner of the walls again, realize I need some more wood, so I start chopping down some wood. Then as I'm chopping this tree, I almost get murked by a creeper. Decide, hey, I'm a little scared now, and go back home, craft some iron armor so I'm safer. I then go back to logging off the corners of my walls, chop down some more trees, and as I'm cutting down this fallen tree, I see the sunrise, ending day 5. Day 6, it's time to break into a woodland mansion. The first thing I see when walking in is 2 creepers, which I deal with pretty easily. Then I find the most annoying and hardest mobs you can find in the mansion, that being the Vindicators. With their iron axes, they just do a lot of damage. The first chest I find has really nothing useful in it. Then I find an Evoker, which drops a Totem of Undying. And I've never done this before, and I got an achievement for that, so that's nice. The second chest I open gives me Sharpness 5 and a Diamond Hoe. Nice. I then get another Totem of Undying, so now I'm legitimately doing the Luke the Notable Totem of Undying that never leaves my screen. I then leave the woodland mansion, go back to my house, finish up the walls a little more, decided I needed more storage so I could put some stuff away. Then I continue building the walls of the house, then realize I totally do not have enough wood to continue building this house. So I go to chop down some more trees. Day 7, we start off the day by finishing up the walls at the house. Then I decide to explore a second woodland mansion, the first chest giving us 2 golden apples and a Fortune 3 enchantment book. Then I find a Luck of a Sea enchanting book. Then I find the wrestling room, which seems to have the best loot. I find a name tag and another diamond hoe. Nice. Then I find another wrestling room, find another diamond hoe and fire protection too. Then I go and explore the entirety of the 3rd floor and find absolutely nothing, so I leave. So I go to the 3rd woodland mansion. My first chest finds me 2 diamond hoes. Damn, they're all over me. Go to another wrestling room and find a god apple in the chest. Then while fighting some Vindicators Vindicators, my sword breaks, and I have no way to fight them off, and they kill me. Yeah, that is just not good at all, especially at the end of the day. Day 8, it is time to get back our stuff after dying yesterday. So I go back to the Woodland Mansion, start grabbing all my stuff, but unfortunately, since I couldn't put on my armor or anything on time, the Vindicators get me another time. Oh boy, this is gonna be real fun. So I go back to the Woodland Mansion again, grab all my stuff again, pop a totem of undying, but unfortunately, the Vindicators get me again. Oh my god, if I keep doing this, I'm never gonna get my stuff back. Yeah, guys, so I went to peaceful because, well, screw this. Got all my items back, and once I left the Woodland Mansion, went back to normal difficulty. By nightfall, I make it back to my house, and day 9, it's time to get some stuff done around here. After putting my stuff away on my chest, I start roofing the ceiling of my house, finally giving me, well, a roof. I also decided to finish up walling as well. I put the map back in my offhand. That feels right. I make some fences for my new animal farm I'm gonna make. I decided to get your mom. Kidding, they're pigs. I then breed the pigs together to get baby piggies. Then I start working on a farm. I plant carrots and some seeds. Then I go back home to day 10. It's time to go do some mining. The first cave I find, I go mine the coal out of it, and then there's nothing in it. This isn't dud. Then in the second cave, I find what I've been really looking for, iron. Most of my tools are iron, my armor's iron. I can't find diamonds yet because, well, I'm lazy, so why not get iron? So yeah, I mine a lot of iron. I also find some gold. Unfortunately, there's no update that makes it useful. Then I almost get murked by a creeper. That was close. So I leave the cave, go check on my crops, which just aren't growing. That's great. Then I place a door at my house, basically finally completing it, and then I go to bed. Day 11, let's get back onto the grind. Starting off, we tame the first wolf of the world, and then I check on the pigs and see that one of them is missing. I swear I bred one of them. I check on the farm, not much progress. Then I tame a second wolf, make sure to give it a yellow collar so it at least looks different, and then I put them in my house. I then go out exploring at night. I run into 2 skeletons and a baby zombie, and even 2 creepers, which is basically like a mini boss fight for me. I watch this creeper explode its own brother, and I decided, yeah, I can handle this. Day 12, I start off making some iron blocks so I can go make an anvil. That's because I named my first dog Pebbles. Why did I not name the second dog? Well, I want to give you guys totally more time to get in suggestions, and not because I filmed this in advance. Then I decided to go mining, and I find this zombie giving a baby zombie a piggyback ride. Kinda cool. I find some redstone down in the cave, and then it falls in the lava. I start bridging over to this area, and I find a diamond. Hell yeah! But then I find 2 more, giving me enough to get a diamond pickaxe. So I immediately say screw this cave, get a little lost, get my way out, and then make a diamond pickaxe and put on Fortune 3 on it. Day 13, we start off the day by getting some pork chops. Then I make 2 more chests to improve my storage. Then I make a whole new set of armor as my old one was starting to get weak. Then I go over to the farm to check on the progress, and then I actually harvest for the first time. I then replant and make the farm a little bigger. Then I start placing down my new sugarcane farm. Then I decide it's time to test out the Fortune 3 pickaxe. I bring an iron pickaxe with me just in case I find iron ore and single block things. But that Fortune 3 pickaxe, wow, it does make the difference. Like, especially with this redstone, like, damn, I got a shit ton. I then learned I could bridge over lava gaps by just using water buckets. I really don't know why it took me this long. I go back to the area where I found my first diamonds, get some lapis lazuli. Then I decide it's time for me to get some obsidian. Why? Totally not for another portal. And that's what I do for the rest of the days. So, day 14, we're still in the mines getting some more resources. I find some more diamonds, and thanks to Fortune 3, I got 7 diamonds out of 3 blocks. That's nice. I then leave the cave as the sun is setting. And then I start making more of the sugarcane farm, breed my pigs again. Then I put away all my loot from my mining trip. Then I decide it's time to start working on the roof. Unfortunately, for some reason, there's like this bug where you can't place the blocks on the side of stairs. It is really annoying. So I had to place it from under, which is pretty annoying and really slow. But I do finish the job on at least one side. I then needed more spruce wood, so I jumped off my balcony, started chopping down some spruce trees, and I would continue to chop down the trees until sunrise. Day 15, I start off the day by fighting off a witch, which does go out well in my favor, but I do get poisoned. Then I continue to chop down more spruce trees, then I make more stairs for the roof. Then I start placing down the stairs for the roof, and then I make the frame of the roof. I then need to get more spruce trees, so again I go chop chop chop. Then I place down 4 saplings to get a big tree. Then I go back to placing down the stairs again, and I keep on building until sunrise. Day 16, let's finish up the roof. Shocker shocker, I'm chopping down more spruce trees. Hell, I even made a new axe for this. I then checked on the big tree and it already grew. That was actually pretty quick. And yeah, I chopped this whole tree down. Hopefully I can actually get this done. And I do actually complete the roof today. I know I don't have to chop any more wood. I also get to place in some walls too. But with all that done, it's time to get a good night's rest. Day 17, we start off the day by collecting some sugarcane and then expanding the sugarcane farm. I then harvest my crops and make the farm way bigger. Then I breed the pigs again. Then I start working back on the walls of the roof and even place in a window. Wow, just looking at this, the progress I've made so far. I mean, look at that view. That is just beautiful. Then I start terraforming the main level, and I do that until the end of the day. Day 18, I'm about to do something crazy. That's right, I'm building another portal. Well, it's time to see what's inside. Oh yeah, I forgot. I go find a nether fortress and find some blazes, so I decide to fight them. Then I leave and start mining up some glowstone. I then get in a fight with 2 ghast and decide, yeah, no, I can't handle this anymore and go back to the overworld. After that scary moment, I decided to go to bed. Day 19, I start off the day by expanding the animal farm and putting some cows into the other one. Then I grab some more pigs. Then I saw this cave and decided to explore it, and then this creeper almost murdered me. Then I had to climb my way out because I lost my way inside that cave. And once I make it to the surface, it already is daytime, meaning that I spent a whole day in that cave. Day 20, now that we kind of have a shortened day thanks to yesterday, we gotta be quick. First thing I do is deal with my horrible storage, then I harvest all my crops, and then I decide it's time to explore the rest of the map to fill out the map. So yeah, I legitimately spend the whole day of day 20 just boating around, seeing the world. Day 21, I'm continuing to fill out the map, and a little later I end up completing it. Wow, my house just looks really ominous. I make it back home, and then it's time to name the dog. Drum roll, please. Bobert is the winner. I go back to the staircase I was digging now, and I actually get it out to the surface. I do actually make some solid progress, but then the sunrise happens, ending day 21. Day 22, I'm continuing on the staircase. And I decided instead of mining out more cobblestone, I'd make a cobblestone generator. So I go to the nether, get some lava, make the cobblestone generator, and I continue the work on the staircase. Then I start placing down some lights. I start placing down the stairs inside the inside part of the staircase. I realize it's way too short, so I have to break it down, and by then that is the end of day 22. Day 23, it's time to go to the nether. Reason why, I want to get some glowstone. And yeah, I spend a long time getting glowstone. The reason I'm getting it is so I can put it under my stairs, and yeah, that's not working like I thought it would. With defeat, I just decided to try my stairs out, and damn, this is fun. So then it's time to do some terraforming, and by the time I'm done, it is the end of day 23. Day 24, I'm continuing to terraform my entrance. I decided it's time to get rid of this dark oak tree, harvest my sugarcane, and then expand the sugarcane farm. Then when night hits, it's time to go mining. I tried doing a strategy where I would get rid of the lava so I could get some diamonds, but it never really worked. And I spend the rest of the day mining. Day 25, I'm still in the mines. For some reason, I'm still trying to do this weird fill-up strategy. I don't know what I was thinking. And I finally just realized, yeah, it's time to leave. And then it's time to build a canal connecting the North Lake to the South Lake. Then I start to harvest up my crops, and while I was replanting them, there was this giant creeper hole in it, and I swear I didn't hear a creeper. I want you guys to hear what I heard. Well, I still have to fill the creeper hole in, and I decided that was the end of day 25. Day 26, I start off the day by actually acknowledging Pebbles and Bobert. Then I continue to terraform my land. Wow, look at that nice flat grass. Then I decide to actually let them see the sunlight. I guess I'm letting them out of the basement, or in this sense, out of my tower. I then start building the walls that surround the staircase, and I start lighting around the land. And that's all the energy I had for today. Day 27, I start off today by mining out around my house, and I'm planting more grass around it. And then while getting rid of snow, I just pause and do nothing. Maybe I was pissing? Anyways, it's time to continue on the canal. And then once night hits, it's time to do some more lighting. And then it's time for me to make a wall around my land. I then realize it just doesn't look right when the stone walls are on top of each other. It's some kind of visual glitch. So then I try doing this new look, but then the sunrise, or what I think is the sunrise, happens. Day 28, it's time to actually make my wall look good. Yeah, that just looks a lot better. And I even start working on it on the other side. And then I go to the cobblestone generator. And then it's actually time to fill in in the canal. And then I start excavating on the mountain. I do actually completely fill up the canal, and then that is the end of day 28. Day 29, it's actually time to connect the little lake all the way to the big lake. And yeah, this is gonna take a long time. I really mean it. This is gonna take a really long time. I then decide, you know what, it's time to make some wall, and that will be the end of day 29. Day 30, I'm back to making that canal. And I actually start getting to the floor level of the canal today. And you wouldn't believe it, I even start putting in the dirt walls. And that actually means I actually start filling up the canal and actually connect it, finishing the canal. This will make you travel more useful, but now we gotta connect it to that North Lake. And after all that work, the sunrise came up, ending day 30. Day 31, I start off the day by going to the cobblestone generator, and then I continue the construction on the wall. Now it is time to do the second half of the canal, and this one's gonna take even longer because I gotta mine through a whole mountain. I do make it to the other side of the mountain, but it is nighttime when I reach, and then by the time I make it back, it is already daytime. Day 32, I'm still working on the canal. And then, of course, I go back to wall construction. And then I start terraforming around the canal a little bit. Then I go back to lighting up my land once it hits nighttime. Then I continue to terraform around the canal. And then I decide, yeah, it's time for bed. Day 33, wouldn't you believe it? I'm walling. And I actually finally complete the wall on this side. And then it's time to flatten out my land. And then I start lighting up the canal. And then once nighttime hits, I start lighting up my property again. While I'm doing it, a creeper decides it's time to murk me. And by the time I fill up the creeper hole, it is the end of day 33. Day 34, the day starts out by me getting killed by a creeper. Yeah, it's really time to actually finish up the lighting around this house. So yeah, that's legitimately what I do all day. Day 35, I start off the day by filling up the canal. And I actually did it. I completed the whole canal. This will make travel way easier between the north and south side of the map. Then I decided it's time to go explore some caves. Yeah, I really find nothing in that cave, so I go to another one. I didn't really find anything in there, and I spent the whole night in the cave. Day 36, it's time to keep exploring. While exploring, I found this hole that goes into a cave, and you wouldn't believe it, I found diamonds. A lot of diamonds. I mean, a lot of diamonds. I decided to make a diamond sword and put sharpness 5 on it. It's gonna do a lot of damage. And then I decided it's time to do some exploring, go into another cave, and that's where I spend the rest of the night. Day 37, I start off the day by mining. Oh no, 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 get me out! No, 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 throw it! Throw it! Ah! Yep, I died. Going to peaceful. Yeah, that was really embarrassing. I lost a few of my items. Actually, a lot of my items, but at least I have my pickaxe and my map. I then find some more diamonds. I guess I kind of won. Then I try to find an exit out of the cave, but I don't find that in today. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Day 38, I'm still in the cave. And I do find the exit, but it's already noon. Shit. Well, I'm gonna go put my diamonds away for safekeeping. And let's set the world back to normal. I did not do that until I got back home. And after making a new set of iron armor, I say, yeah, it's time for bed. Day 39, we're going to the nether. Alright, we're gonna go to the nether fortress. Let's see what we can do. No, 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 I got hit by a blaze! Oh, okay, I'm living. Yep, I died. Shit. Yeah, I lost the map. I also lost my pickaxe, so, Fortune 3 is no more, guys. Yeah, no, I'm going home after this. So I actually start a harvest for once. I haven't done that in a hot minute. Then I start cooking some food, and that will be the end of day 39. Day 40, I'm going back to the nether. And I'm actually going to build a tunnel there to get there safely. First thing I do is fight off some magma cubes, and then I get hit with wither, and I almost die popping a totem of undying. But then I realize I can block out the wither skeletons because they're taller than me, and that makes it way easier to deal with. And I even get a wither skeleton skull. I don't know exactly when, but I'm going to need 2 more of those. And that's what I do for the rest of day 40. So day 41, it's time to go back to the overworld. Ah, nice sight to see again. I go put my stuff away from all my travels, go find another dog and breed the pigs again before going back to the nether. I know, we're still looking for those wither skeleton skulls. I want to beat the wither. I've never done it. But unfortunately, I don't find any today. So day 42, I'm still at it trying to get a wither skeleton skull. But unfortunately, I get bored of that, so I decide to go back home. Then I name a name tag to name the new dog. And drum roll, please. Blue cheese is the name. Then I decide to build a pillar to the sky limit because why not? Wow, this view is amazing. And then I decided to do a free falling moment and just jump off. And then I decided to do some excavation, and then it's time to go to bed. Day 43, we're going back to the nether. Then I get hit by a wither skeleton and pop a totem of undying. This is fantastic. I then decide to get some soul sand because I'm gonna need it if I want to kill the wither, right? Then I get my second wither skeleton skull. 1 more left. And then I actually get it literally like 2 seconds later. holy shit, we can actually do it. So I go back home, start cooking up some food, and get blown up by a creeper. What the fuck? Day 44, I start off the day by trying to get some flint. Then a creeper explodes my house. They must have saw my Instagram reposts. And then I continue to get more flint. Then I start preparing for my trip to go kill the wither. I make myself a bed, get in my boat, and start making my journey. I have to go to the corner of the world, reason being it makes the fight a lot easier. And then once I make it to my spot, I see the sunrise at day 45. So day 45, it's time to make the temporary base. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty easily done. It doesn't need to be anything special. Then I start digging the tunnel all the way down to the bottom of the world. It does take a hot minute, but I do eventually get to the bottom. I even found diamonds down there. Nice. Then I find 2 stone I couldn't break. I just found the edge of the world. So then I start digging out a tunnel, make a little room that will be where the wither sits. Then I go back upstairs to put away my stuff, and then I go to bed, ending day 45. Day 46, this is it. It is time to fight the wither. Alright, time to place down the blocks. Now I actually recorded my live reaction fighting the wither, so you can see this attempt. I have 1 shot to do this. Go! Holy shit. So as you can see, he likes to fly upwards, but that's not much of a problem. Oh, no, 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 that is a problem! He is not supposed to be doing this. No, 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 no. Strategy here is to try to get him down to the half health. Once he gets to half health, he is ridiculously easy. Come on. Yes, 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 yes. No, lava, no, no, there's lava. What the fuck? There was not lava here. What the hell? Okay, but now it's ridiculously easy. There's bum rush. There's bum rush. No, no, what the fuck? No, 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 no. Where is this? Where am I? God apple, God apple, God apple, God apple, God apple. Oh no, 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 no. Where is he? There, spam, spam. Please, 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 please. Just tank it. Just tank all the hits. Tank all the hits. Tank all the hits. Tank it. Yes! Yes! Oh my god, I did it! Oh my god! Fuck yes! Run over. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I can't believe I actually did it. Yeah, I think a hero deserves to go to bed tonight. Day 47, it's time to go back home. Wow, that tower is just really ominous. And then I decided it's time to go mining. Why? Because I need obsidian. And then while I'm going back up, a creeper explodes and a zombie drowns. I put away all my cobblestone and then I make a beacon. I then start making the blocks for the beacon, and then I actually place the beacon, but it ain't gonna be glowing anytime soon. And that's all I do today. So day 48, I realized my beacon was a little too high, so gotta move it down. Then it's time to go in the canal. Why? Well, because I gotta go to the mesa. There's a lot of gold in the mesa. I wanna get gold because, well, I don't wanna just use all my iron reserves. So that's what I do. I go mine gold all day. I also get some iron while I'm at it. But yeah, no, I get a lot of gold. A lot of gold. I mean, a lot of gold. Yeah, the mesa just has a lot of gold. I say that as I'm mining iron. The irony. Day 49, I'm still in that cave. But I decide, yeah, there's no more things down here. And then it's time to go cause some deforestation. And then I start cooking up some charcoal because I'm running out of coal. I then make some more gold blocks and start actually placing down the beacon blocks. And that's all I do today. So day 50, we start off the day by going to the nether. Why? Because I want to find endermen, because I see them here pretty often. But I didn't find them today, so time to go back. And then I take off my diamond armor and put on some iron armor. And then I make some more gold blocks and continue to start placing blocks at the beacon. And then I start going on a mining expedition again. But then I get bored of mining, so instead I go up to the surface to try to find some endermen. But I never end up finding any, and that will be the end of day 50. So day 51, I'm still on that quest to get more gold. And yeah, of course I find some. It's the mesa. Yeah, this is really what I've been doing all this time. It's now time to leave and go back home. After putting it into the furnace, I decided it's time to go to bed. So day 52, I'm making some iron blocks. And I actually did it. I got the first layer of the beacon done. And then I go to the woodland mansion to see if I can find any evokers. I didn't. No totems for me. And then it's time to make some more gold blocks and place them onto the beacon. I'm really running out of material I could do here. Then it's time to go to the nether to get some blaze rods, which I get one, but I don't get any more. Day 53, we're going to the nether. I'm gonna get blaze rods. I'm gonna do it. But no matter how many blazes I kill, they just won't drop any. And once I lost a ton of health and had no food, I decided it's time to go home. I make some more iron blocks and I almost have the second layer done of the beacon. And then I decide it's time to go to bed. Day 54, guess what? We're going back to the nether. We're gonna get blaze rods. I swear to God. I did it! I got a blaze rod, let's go! And then I get the return to sender achievement. That was a pretty difficult one. And then I get a third blaze rod, and then a fourth blaze rod, and then even a fifth blaze rod! Oh my God, I'm getting blaze rods! So I go home with my victory and a lot of health lost, and then I go ahead and try to do some enderman farming. I do actually get some pearls from the enderman, but then while fighting another one, I get blown up. Well, it's time to go get my stuff. So then I grab all my stuff, and by the time I do, it is the end of day 54. So, day 55, I get to make some Eye of Enders. Time to find a stronghold. And I actually found it. It's pretty close to my house. So I go into the stronghold, go find a portal room, and there's 2 Eyes of Enders in there, so I'm gonna need 10. Then I go back to the outdoors to go enderman hunting, and I get a pearl and a grass block and decide to go to bed. Day 56, I start off the day by breeding the pigs. And then I start excavating around the staircase so mobs don't jump in. Then I go back to breeding the pigs, and then it's time to go ender pearl hunting, but unfortunately I got none here, but the creeper helped me out. And then I do that for the rest of the day, but I get no pearls. So, day 57, we start off the day by committing some deforestation. That's because I'm expanding the animal farm to get some chickens. And then it's time to make a path around the base. And then I make a bridge that goes across the canal, but since I can't keep it safe for now, I'm gonna build a wall. And that's all I did today. So, day 58, we start off the day by committing some deforestation. And that is because I'm building that road across the canal. And then I actually dig a tunnel because I'd rather just do that than mine even more. And then I find an enderman and get a pearl. And then I find nothing the entire night. Trying to find an enderman, I don't find a single other one. Day 59, I start off today by continuing to work on the road. And then I find this horse and I try to tame it with carrots. That didn't work. But then I got some wheat and that worked, and I actually got to tame it. And holy crap, this thing is fast and can jump really high. So I put diamond horse armor on it to make it look sick. And then since I don't have a horse stable for now, it's gonna live with the chickens. And then I start working on said horse stable. I mean, it's not that bad, right? I mean, the horse seems to like it, so it must be good. And that's all I do today. So day 60, I start off the day by making a path to the horse stable. Then I test the horse out, and wow, this thing's actually really good. Then I continue working on the path, and then look at my house, trying to figure out what else I want to do with it. There's something I kind of want to build. And then nighttime hits, it's time to go enderman hunting. I find one, but no pearl, and then I find none for the rest of the day. So day 61, I'm continuing to work on the tunnel. And now I'm going to make a road that goes to the stronghold. And then I start constructing the bridge that will go over the river. Once night hits, it's time to go back enderman hunting. But I don't find much today, so day 62, I'm finally starting to do that construction I was planning to do on the house. I actually made some pretty decent progress on it, but then I ran out of wood, so it's time to commit some deforestation. And I do that for the entire night. Day 63, I continue working on the expansion to my house. If it isn't obvious yet, it's like a watchtower. Then I finish the column part of it at night, and then I start planting trees inside of my land. And then I actually make the floor to the tower before I decide that will be the end of the day. Day 64, I'm just looking at the tower. I'm gonna need to finish up the bottom. Then I find this floating tree. Did I chop it down? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna start building the observatory part of it. And then I start finishing off the room that will be at the top of the tower. And then I start working on the roof. Not really the best view of it, but I got it done. And that's all I do today, so day 65, I'm using the watchtower. Yeah, this is nice. And now it's time to place the road. Also, sorry for yesterday just not being good at all and it's just jittering. That was just a YouTube thing. That's not me, but I'm completely sorry. But the terraforming gets done by nighttime. Then I start walling off the road before sunrise hits. Day 66, I begin the day by finishing off the bottom of the tower. Then I take the horse out for a ride. And then it's time to go enderman hunting. But unfortunately, it starts to rain, so tonight won't be the night. Day 67, I start off the day by doing a sheep genocide. And then I just kind of walk around. I don't know what it was, but I just wanted to look. And then I decided to bring the dogs upstairs and back into the room. And then I take the horse out again for another ride. And again, I don't know why I feel this, but I want to just look around. Explore. But once it turns nighttime, it's time to go enderman hunting. And I get it. I get a pearl. Hell yeah, one more to go. And then I get it. The final pearl I need. And then once I make the Eyes of Ender, that will be the day of day 67. So day 68, I'm gonna actually check the end portal to see if I have enough Eyes of Ender. I don't. I need to get more eyes. Then I try to get this horse, and when I do get it, it is really, really slow and bad. And then it's time to do our last round of enderman hunting. And after collecting this pearl, I actually have enough. Day 69, I'm actually doing it. I'm preparing for the dragon. And right as I'm about to leave, I realize I don't have the Eyes of Ender. Alright, now I got them. And that's legitimately all I did today, so day 70, I'm gonna try to beat the Ender Dragon. Like when I beat the Wither, I have my live reactions, so here you go. Alright guys, this is it. I got I got multiple chances, but I'm gonna try to do this in one. Oh, there's the dragon. There's the dragon. Okay, so my only worry, really, is the dragon knocking me off the pillars, which I don't believe he does too often. Or this. Break that. What the fuck? Oh no. Well, I fell into the void. Oh god, that could have been really important stuff. Okay, at least I have my arrows here. I have some building blocks left, but like, what do I have left? I think I just gotta risk it, I think. I just gotta go for it. What the? What is going on right now? What the hell? I can't do this in normal, guys. I can't do it. I don't, like, I know that's not gonna make the Ender Dragon any easier, at least when it comes to him actually being the dragon, but I won't need heals. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I've had a lot of bad things. Like, I've never tried the Ender Dragon. This is my first Ender Dragon fight. I don't think I'm, like, actually explained that enough. This is the first time I've ever fought in the Ender Dragon on my own. I have played Minecraft since 2014. Not once have I ever beaten the Ender Dragon. Good aim. Good. Okay. Boom. Yep. Good. Pretty good in these shots. Okay, that wasn't as good. Yes! Oh my goodness. Yes! Okay, now I just gotta let him perch. I, like, have it like this to where I can immediately just get up to him now. This is the one to go to. Please stay. Please stay. Come on. Oh my fuck yes! Oh my god! I did it! I killed the Ender Dragon! Oh my god! Oh my god! After entering into the portal, I would see the entirety of the credits until I got back home. Day 71, I start off the day by putting the tools I used to kill the Ender Dragon on an armor stand, and then I go back to the end to go get the Ender Dragon egg. Also, for some reason, let's go over the fact that I can die with 61 levels and then I can spawn back and get only 7. What? Anyways, now I got the dragon egg, and then I breed the pigs, and then it is time to go to bed. So day 72, we're gonna go get some ender pearls. And yeah, this is literally what I'm doing all day. The reason I need this, let's just say I want to make travel a little bit easier. Yeah, I'd say 5 is enough. And that's all I do today. So day 73, I start off today by getting a bunch of dirt. And that is because I'm gonna bridge to the outer end islands. But as I'm doing that, I hit the border. So yeah, you can actually just go through the portal because it's only one island here. I didn't know that. Well, now I got my elytra. Then I grab the dragon head, I place it down just like the ender dragon egg, and then that will be the end of day 73. So day 74, I start off the day by testing the elytra. And this is actually kind of fun, and this could actually be pretty useful. And then I make a soaker box, the first one I've ever made. And then I remake the map that will live in my left hand, and then I go dig out some sand. Why do I need this? And then I go get some terracotta, and then I go home, and that will be the end of day 74. So day 75, I start off the day by making some concrete powder. And then I try to grow more of this flour, but that didn't work out well. And then I have to kill some squid, which is really hard with the old swimming mechanics. And then I start placing down the concrete powder over the course of the night. But then I need more gravel, so then I mine out gravel, and that takes me to the end of day 75. So day 76, we start off the day by mining out some gravel. Then after that, I start getting more light gray flowers, and then I continue to work on the statue I'm building. Oh shit, I spoiled what I was making. Oopsie poopsie. Day 77, I'm still working on the statue. And yeah, this is just a really annoying process. As you can see, I kind of waste a lot of time trying to figure out how to actually do the pixels. There's totally a more efficient way I could be doing this. Day 78, I'm continuing to work on the statue. And I go into a creative world so I can test out some colors. Yep, I think I found the colors I like. And then I make a cactus farm so I don't have to go to the desert. This has been a very interesting project, I'll say that much. Day 79, I'm still working on the statue. And now I'm actually getting to the hand part of the body. And I actually start getting up to the top of the body. Yeah, progress needs to start getting a little quicker. Day 80, I'm taking the horse on a trip. And that's because I gotta get a ton of terracotta. Yeah, doing this like pixel perfect work is just not easy. And then I try making this water bucket Somehow I made a water block that does and doesn't exist. I mean, it works like water, but I also have a water bucket right here. Then after working on the arm a little bit, I actually land a water bucket clutch and that water is gone. I don't know what happened. And then I realized my cactus farm is a little shitty. So yeah, It's gotten way smaller. Day 81, I begin today by actually turning concrete powder into actual concrete before building. But unfortunately, I was too stupid to realize my pickaxe would break. But yeah, this actually makes building a way lot easier. And then I get some gravel and some sand because I need that to make concrete. And then I pile up the concrete again. But after I'm done breaking that, it is the end of day 81. So day 82, as always, I'm working on the statue. Yeah, this is gonna take a lot of terracotta, so don't get more. I've gotten so far, I'm actually working on the top of the shirt. Day 83, I start off the day by getting some concrete. Then I realize I need some brown dye for Steve's hair. And now that I think about it, I don't think I have a jungle. Hell, there's not even any brown terracotta over here. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, I have no ideas right now. Day 84, I start off the day by getting some dark oak. And that's because I'm gonna use that to do the beard and the hair. Unfortunately, I do not have enough white terracotta. Hell, I even ran out of dark oak too. But yes, the statue is almost done. Day 85, I begin the day by getting some dark oak. Did it. I finished the statue. Actually, wait. Something doesn't look right. There we go. Now I fixed it. Wow, that is really nice on the lawn. Day 86, and I have lost all purpose. Genuinely, after the making of the statue, I have no clue what to do. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to make a map. That failed. I figured out how to put on a wall. That is not the same sign than what it is in modern Minecraft. You know I'm bored when I'm using my shitty horse. Yeah, let's use a real thing. Day 87, I'm going back to the nether. And that's because I want a wither skeleton skull for the collection. Wow, knockback 2 is really strong. I'm gonna go eat some mutton. Day 88, I gotta go get my stuff back. I got my stuff back. That's nice. Well, back to getting some skeleton skulls. Yeah, I really should have just stopped. I did get all my stuff back again. Day 89, I'm going back to the end. Well, I don't have any pearls, so this is gonna be difficult. Well, I got one now. Time to go. And yeah, I actually looted every chest here already, so can't do anything here. Day 90, I'm starting off the day by getting some spruce wood. And that is because I'm trying to build a staircase to the top of the pole. And yeah, I did this legitimately the whole day. But I will say, it was worth it. This view is really nice. Day 91, I begin the day by looking at my land. I guess I can do some house renovations while I'm at it. Then I decide it's time to do some terraforming. And I do that for the rest of the day. Day 92, I start off the day by working on an extension on the bridge. And I mean, this is gonna be a pretty big extension. I mean, hell, I'm building a bridge over water. And I got it to this little island that's right on the edge of the world. But then when I'm trying to fight this creeper, it kills me. Day 93, I'm gonna take the horse to go grab my stuff. And yeah, I hate how horses can't swim. Well, I got everything back, I think. I can't really tell. Anyways, back to bridge construction. Unfortunately, I ran out, so I've had to bring myself and the horse home. And then I legitimately spend the rest of the day at the cobblestone generator. So day 94, I'm still working on the bridge. And I'm actually making some pretty good progress on it. I actually get to finish the whole area before the first turn. But then unfortunately, when going over the water, I ran out of cobblestone. So back to the cobblestone generator I go. So day 95, I'm still doing bridge construction. And wow, this just takes up a lot of cobblestone. I'm already out again. I even checked my reserves. I only had 11. So the cobblestone generator I see again. Day 96. Shocker, I'm still working on the bridge. And I almost have the entirety of the area over water to 4 blocks wide. But unfortunately, right as I'm about to complete it, I run out of cobblestone. So guess what? I'm at the cobblestone generator again. Day 97, guess what? I'm still working on that bridge. But I'm actually almost done. I'm on the island now. But I don't have enough cobblestone to complete it, so you wouldn't guess what that means. Yay, cobblestone generator time! Day 98, I'm almost done with the road and I'm on the island. And with this block, I've done it. I've completed the entirety of the bridge. Okay, I'm sort of lying. I still need to light it up a little bit. So that's what I do. I start placing torches on the road. And I continue to place torches down on this road for the rest of the night. Day 99, this is it. I have to complete this. And at the last second, with the creeper trying to stop me, I guess a shovel's the best thing I can do to stop it. And then I do it. I lit up the entirety of the bridge. Day 100. This is it. It's over now. I decided to bring out the elytra so I can look at the world in a different light. And one last look at the world during daytime. This is kind of surreal. And I watched the final sunset of this world. I then fly over to the Steve statue and I look out, watching the last sunrise of this world. Instead of a question of the day, I'm doing a thank you. I want to thank you guys all for supporting this, watching this, and having some nostalgia like I did with this world. This was kind of a passion project for me in a way. I always wanted to do something with this classic version of Minecraft as it's something I've grown up on my whole life, so being able to spend 100 days in this world has meant a lot to me. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. I put my best into it. If you guys want to see a tour of the world, that video will be on I Guess2. Go check that out. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!